Good afternoon, Justin, Equine Edge. All right, Gulfstream Park, mandatory pick six. Post time 15 minutes. Rainbow, it's currently a pool at 340,000. So a lot of people, I think, play this. You know, I think that it's an okay sequence, I guess. I struggled a little bit with race 6 and 7, and we'll get there. Um, I actually really like the 6 here in race 5. That was one of the I had 3 potential singles. The 6 here in race 5, I will tell you. I ended up singling Cruising Man in race 9. That's how I'm going to play it. But I ended up having 3 races I thought potentially could be singles. So let's talk about it. So here in this first race, the one thing I would say is the Tapeta speed has been dominating from what I've seen this morning and even yesterday. They are going 2 churns here, but and there's 2 horses that came off maiden wins last out, the 7 as well as the 4. The 4 is off a claim from Safi, and the 7 won a 34 for Orsino and leading rider Zayas Rides. But I think the 1 or 6 are probably the winners here. I'm using the 7 a little bit defensively in this race. I know it's all but 1 in a race like this, but I'm not singling the logical single of everybody. So, and I think this ticket is good value here. So we'll keep going. But I thought maybe if we get back to the 6 is, it's a live long shot. I mean, drops an SOR here. 6 points coming out much easier, gets back to the right level. They add blinkers. They're going to show speed. So the public sees it. It's bet down all the way to 9-5. So this horse is going to be dangerous up front, but the 1 has speed too. So you can see they're likely favorites. I think the 7 maybe sits the trip, but getting back to the 6, I mean, this horse taking a big drop and they add blinkers. First time De La Cerda barn, like going to show speed, going to be tough. I mean, maybe even sits right off. Maybe doesn't need the lead. I don't know. We'll see. But I thought it was a first kind of tough leg. I singled the 6 in the early pick 5, but I didn't make it. But let's keep going. We'll talk race number 6. I think you have till post time. Looks like about 13 minutes. So this race I thought was tough because I couldn't find a lot. No videos on a lot of these firsters, and I mean, it's just a tough maiden race unless you're on Malbec the 4, who might be the speed on the dirt for Jose D'Angelo. I think has a spot, been working well, ran last out, didn't get the lead, and maybe gets the lead and it's gone. I thought that horse had a look. The other firster Thar for D'Angelo fits. You can see Neo Zapper. I'm using at big price. Equine Edge, we have this horse at 15%. First time out, I mean, this barn doesn't hit often for Dober, and Baracco don't hit often, but it's big value at 5-1 on the e-morning line. I won't jump to the will pays, but I'm spreading in this race just because, and even the 2 horses are top GSR. This horse for Jose Pincha could run really well first time out. And you have a barn, Redland Rebels, first time starter Scotty Longshot for Ben Cohen, who's been on fire at the Royal Palm Meet, 8 for 23. So, I mean, I didn't see it. I mean, if you love Malbec, great. If not, I think a lot of these horses can win. I didn't use the 3 or the 6. So, race number 7. So, in this race, I did think maybe the 6 and 8 would be tough. There's a lot of speed here, but speed's now been holding, right? So I'm using the 1 at a price. I mean, the 6 and 8 are your logicals, I would say, coming off the pace with all this speed. I just don't trust it today. And Smile Poe is probably the horse that I would most likely use if I was narrow. So I'll tell you that. This 6 and 8. If you wanted to go narrow in race 7, for me it's 6-8. But I end up spreading a little bit. Let's talk race 5. So I'm using 2 horses here. They're both speed, but here's the thing. Carol's Honor, I think, here for Kathleen does really well. The Apprentice Rise. This horse is showing that it doesn't have to be on the lead. You can see it back here on the dirt. That was a 48, 1 of 56 versus much tougher, and hasn't really had trouble. It's been facing way tougher. A lot of people going to single here. Here's the thing about the Scotty Longshot, though. This horse is going up in GSR 9 points first time on the dirt. I have a note back here, 3 back, raced in a 56 on the Tapeta and couldn't get the lead. And, shown speed, done really well on the Tapeta sprinting. Now they get over to the dirt for the first time. This horse might get loose and be gone on the dirt, would be my perspective. I don't really like anybody else coming off other than the 5. If the 5 might go the lead, they could duel, but I like them both. I think that Carol's probably not going to duel. I don't think so. If the 6 gets the lead, I think the 5 might just sit right off with the Apprentice, but the 6 could go and be gone. I mean, could absolutely love the dirt for the first time. And again, the GSR goes up 9 points, big price. So I think at race 9, everybody going to single Mr. Narcissistic, but I'm playing the Tapeta today. And the speed on the Tapeta has been dangerous. And the 5 Cruising Man might go and be gone for Roman Crichton. I mean, has been on the Tapeta, has dueled. The 6 going to be up there for Safi, but the 6 doesn't need the lead. But Zayas can't let the 5 get away, because if the 5 gets away on the Tapeta, sprinting 5.5, this horse is gone. So I think it might happen. I mean, these are the only 2 horses I would use in the pick 6. I'm not on the 1 or 3. I don't think this sets up where the 3 comes off the pace. I don't see it, but maybe, if you're narrow elsewhere, I mean, but I don't see it coming off the speed. It's 5 or 6 to me. I just went with the 5 because I thought that with the Tapeta on, this horse fits here. Cruising Man didn't get the lead, got the lead back here. Dueled, was caught late. So I mean, that was a great race at 5.5, and you get back to 5, or sorry, you get back to 5.5 off of 5. And the biggest thing with Mrs. Narcissistic, then I'll let you go. This horse runs a lot better at 5 furlongs. You can see it. It is dropping as well, but it's been facing 58s. I mean, those races in the winter at the championship meet were way tougher, but the horse didn't get the lead. So I think the 5 too fast. But I worry a question a little bit 5.5 for Mr. Narcissistic. So, all right, I'm gonna let you all go. Good luck. It's not a bad sequence. Again, I think there's some value here to play it. I'll summarize real quick in case you just joined. So I ended up liking there's 8 minutes to post if you're gonna play this today. About 400,000 currently in the pool. They're expecting about 1 million. So but, I really like the 6. The 7, the current favorite. So I have the 6 on top here. Adds blinkers. I think going to be dangerous up front. I know I'm all but the 4, but I'm okay with that. Because we're narrowed down here and we have some value coming. So here, it's a spread race in the maiden. I didn't have a huge opinion. I'm using prices as well. Here, I thought it was a tough race. But if you want to go narrow here in race 7, 6-8 for me in race 7. There's my top 2 here. I think the 6 could be dangerous up front. I think Carol's Honor makes a lot of sense here. I think if you go past that, it's 1 or 4 for me, but I didn't see it. And then here, in my opinion, you had to make a decision. You take in the 5 or the 6. I'm going to take the 5. You see our win percents are close. The 6 top pick, Cruising Man there. You'll see here, they both have speed. So, is the 5 going to fold at the end? I don't know. I think the 5 going to keep going. So we'll see. And then here, I thought this was a tough last race. Other than the 9, I don't think that horse can win. But the 1 horse dangerous too in race 10 for risk factor. All right. I appreciate you all. Good luck today. Gary, good luck you too. Everybody playing. Enjoy the afternoon. Middle of July, great weather. Enjoy this summer. We'll be back next Friday. Actually, I'll be back with Oldie probably this coming week for Equine Edge Stakes preview show. Wednesday or Thursday. So have a good start to the week. Chat soon. Good luck today.